Welcome into Dolphins Today. I'm your host, Will Scott, and happy draft day, Dolphins fans. The day is finally here, and even though the Dolphins do not have a first-round pick tonight, that's not stopping them from making a big move today. They have picked up the fifth-year option on defensive lineman Christian Wilkins. We knew this might come with the May 2nd deadline fast approaching, and this morning making it official, as Cameron Wolf reported a few hours ago. Dolphins exercising the fifth-year option on defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. Miami views Wilkins as a foundational player for their defensive identity with his energy and work ethic. A lot of steady improvement since getting drafted, including a strong 2021 campaign. Of course, May 2nd was that deadline. 4 days away from that, the Dolphins opt to pick up the option on Christian Wilkins, and he'll make nearly $11 million in 2023. 13th overall pick by Miami in 2019. Has improved significantly year after year. Was one of the best defensive tackles in the league last year. In fact, ranked 6th on PFF amongst interior defensive linemen. So love to see this move for Miami. Obviously, some talks that there might be an extension that was going to happen. That might come later, maybe next year. But for right now, the Dolphins locking up Christian Wilkins for at least the next 2 seasons. What's your one-word reaction to the Christian Wilkins news? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So when you're hit with an ad break here in a few seconds, go down. Let me know your one-word reaction. My one-word reaction always seems to be like low-key 2 words, so feel free to give me a hard time. I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, that's my instant reaction to this. Christian Wilkins played so well last season, showed tremendous improvement. So this was a no-brainer decision for Miami to do. And on top of that, it's a win-win. If you're the Dolphins, you lock up one of your key defensive players, a young defensive player, for the next 2 seasons. And if you're Christian Wilkins and you play as well as you did last season, next season, your value goes up, and he might be in for an even bigger extension next season. I think if you were to have an extension happen right now, he might have made somewhere in the $13 to $14 million per year range. If he puts up these same numbers next year, or even better numbers, he's likely going to maybe get, 17, 18 million annually, something around there. So I think it's a win-win for both sides. And if you love Wilk, which I think all Dolphins fans love our guy Christian Wilkins, like this video. If you're happy that the Dolphins exercise the fifth-year option, be sure to give us a like on this video. And taking a look at what Christian Wilkins has done since entering the league in 2019, he's gotten better year after year. I mean, take a look at the difference from 2019, where he was 96th among interior defensive linemen on PFF, to being one of the best players at his position in 2021. And when you're looking at whether or not to exercise a fifth-year option, you're looking at year-by-year improvement. If you look at a guy like Daniel Jones, he's regressed since his rookie year. That's why they're not picking up his fifth-year option in New York. But if you look at what Christian Wilkins has done, getting better in 2020, getting better in 2021, that is why you're picking up his fifth-year option, and you're doing it without hesitation. Part of the many moves that the Dolphins have made defensively this offseason. This doesn't even include the Crossan signing, so these are all moves that they've made within the organization, bringing several guys back, starting off free agency by re-signing Emmanuel Ogbah. Most recent move, bringing Christian Williams back for 2023 on a fifth-year option. And Dolphins fans, this is why you subscribe for more breaking Dolphins news. Anything that goes down that's Miami Dolphins related, we're going to make a video about it and keep you in the loop. So if you haven't already, hit that big red subscribe button and do it right now. It is the NFL Draft. It is upon us. I have put together a list of Dolphins draft needs. Obviously, the left side, you need a little bit more than the right side, so that is why they're in order here. Number one team need is a center. If the Dolphins do not draft a center and they don't sign J.C. Tretter or don't sign J.C. Tretter, I'm going to have problems. They got to do at least one of those things. I expect them to draft a center in the 3rd or 4th round. And then right tackle. I would like to see them take a right tackle to go and compete with Eichenberg and Jackson at camp. And then linebacker, we've said it time and time again, the linebacker depth needs to be improved. I like Robert Hunt at right guard, but I wouldn't mind it if they drafted a Cade Mays from Tennessee in round 4 and have him compete with Robert Hunt for that starting job. And then the right side, some positions they might draft but don't necessarily need to draft. But, hey, if a James Cook or a Calvin Austin is on the board in round 3, they might be the best player on the board and too good to pass up. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with my draft needs? Type A for agree or type D for disagree down in the comments below. Here's what Chris Grier said his draft day plans are. We're trying to figure out what to do, and, we're just going to watch Tyreek Hill highlights because, Tyreek Hill kind of the Dolphins' first-round pick this year, and I can tell you any guy that would have been on the board at 29 is a far cry from Tyreek Hill. So, you know what? Let me know what your draft night plans are down in the comments section. Are you having a watch party? Are you going to go to a bar to watch the draft? Are you going to be watching it solo? Let me know what you're doing tonight. And you should probably change your plans if you do have plans to go to a bar or something and watch the NFL Draft on Chat Sports. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight breaking down each and every single pick. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Chat Sports main channel and turn on those notifications, and you can watch the NFL Draft live on Chat Sports, not just tonight, but also Friday and Saturday. Let's get into a Deebo update. Some of y'all in the comments last few videos have been like, yo, what's the latest with Deebo Samuel? And it's going to get very interesting tonight because if a trade happens tonight, I think the New York Jets, the favorites to land Deebo Samuel. And if the 49ers have come to the conclusion that Deebo doesn't want to be back, they're not going to give him the money he wants, they're probably going to look to move him sooner rather than later. So they can take a wide receiver to replace him tonight. The Jets have the 10th overall pick. There's going to be some top-notch wide receivers at 10. So if a trade happens tonight, I fully expect it to be our rivals in the AFC East that get him. But if a trade doesn't happen today, I think the Dolphins become the favorites to land Deebo Samuel because I think a reunion with Mike McDaniel is something that he would be very interested in. Living in Miami full-time, who wouldn't be interested in that? And the Dolphins having enough draft capital for next year to pull off a Deebo Samuel trade. They don't have the draft capital for this year after acquiring Tyreek Hill. So that's why they wouldn't be the favorites to get Deebo if a trade doesn't happen. If a trade happens before the draft. But if a trade happens after the draft or in training camp or in the preseason, the Dolphins, I think, would become the favorites to land Deebo Samuel. So even though the Dolphins don't have a pick tonight, I would pay attention, Dolphins fans, to this NFL draft, and you can watch it live on Chat Sports, because if a Deebo trade happens tonight or doesn't happen, that certainly impacts the Miami Dolphins. If you haven't already, please hit that big red sub button and subscribe now to Dolphins Today. We're going to be making a video breaking down each and every draft pick the Dolphins make, starting with pick 102 tomorrow night. This has been your boy, Willie Fins. Talk to you soon, Dolphins fans.